We're nearing Halloween, so what better time to list off some of the greatest and most frightening horrors you can watch from the comfort of your own home. I tried my best to include some of the lesser known films, but be warned, there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of spoilers, so proceed with caution. Hey guys, welcome back to Top 5 Scary Videos. I'm your host Lucy McPhee. If you're a fan of horror films, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and let us know down below what your favourite horror movie is. I'm personally a sucker for the classics like The Shining or The Exorcist, and even a few of the ones I've listed today. So without further ado, let's jump into our list of the top 5 scary movies on Netflix. In at 5, I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. After a brutal death occurs in a New England mansion, the property manager hires a live-in hospice nurse to take care of an aging horror writer. However, the story isn't as straightforward as it seems. What ensues is the blur between reality and fantasy, hallucinations, and even visions of shadowy figures haunting her every move. After mold begins to infest and at one point even covers the nurse's arms, our protagonist Lily begins to investigate further, soon realizing that the strange goings-on in the house are linked to a book written by the author, and that perhaps it isn't the stuff of fiction after all. Instead, it's about the house itself and the murder that occurred within it. It's an eerie film that doesn't bring too much fright but definitely lingers with you, especially the final scene which reveals the house's true horrors.
But I cannot see it, even as I look right at it.
In at 4, Geralds Game. After a couple go away to their isolated cabin, they engage in a kinky game to spice things up in the bedroom. But after handcuffing his wife Jessie to the bedpost, Gerald has a heart attack, falling to the floor and dying. This leaves Jessie fighting to escape while being tormented by memories of her past, and even visions of Gerald taunting her while his body lays motionless on the floor. After falling asleep, Jessie wakes up to the vision of a tall, deformed figure in the shadows of the room. Creepy. What ensues is tragic flashbacks to Jessie's childhood and the sexual abuse she received at the hands of her father. Without revealing too much, the climax of the film is bloody and brutal and shows the epic will people have when fighting for survival. The film is a psychological masterpiece that, though a simple premise and limited locations, manages to scare even the most veteran of horror lovers out there.
That will not work. You can pull till your wrists break. You're not getting out of those cuffs.
You're not real. You're not real. Little baby, don't say a word.
Focus. You've been sleepwalking since you were 12 years old.
In at 3, Hush. Another Mike Flanagan film, Hush is about a deaf author who lives in the woods and becomes tormented by a sinister killer. But before I go on, I have to say this film is genius. Pure genius, and arguably one of the best depictions of a final girl that I've seen to date. After brutally murdering the protagonist's neighbor, the killer approaches the house, tapping on the window, but soon realizes the occupant can't hear a thing. Maddie, our leading lady, then becomes harassed by the killer after he swipes her phone. She begins to receive picture messages of herself. Turning around, she sees a door is open and a few feet away is a masked man, holding her phone and a crossbow. What proceeds is an epic and bloody battle between the two. Maddie, trapped inside her own home, must fight to escape while trying to survive without the ability to hear. But we all know, when one sense is lost, others are heightened, and this comes in handy for our final girl. In at 2, The Ritual. This British horror follows 4 friends who go on a hike in the Swedish woods to honor the death of their friend who was killed during a liquor store robbery. During the hike, one of the friends twists his ankle, forcing the group to take a shortcut through the woods. Classic. This is where things start to descend into utter creepiness. They come across an abandoned house that they make camp in for the night, but a creepy totem causes them all to experience nightmarish dreams, and for some, even wet themselves. They continue on in hope of finding a way out of the dense forest, and after climbing a ridge, they realize an exit is near, and that a fire from a camp is not far away. I mean, this is a bad sign, a really bad sign. However, before they get moving, one of them gets dragged off into the woods by an unknown creature. They follow and are led to a small cult-like village. I'll stop there though to avoid any further spoilers, but warning, the reveal of the creature and the intentions of the cult are truly, truly disturbing. You have been warned.
It was a nightmare, Phil.
Well, what happened to you then?
We got spooked and we had bad dreams, alright?
I woke
up last night. Look at this.
And finally, in at number 1, The Babadook. My god, is this film frightening. Once you get past the hyperactive personality of the annoying son Samuel, this film will haunt you for a very long time. Stephen King himself has even classed this as the scariest film he has ever seen. So what's it about? The Babadook is a supernatural horror story about a mother who is still battling with the grief of losing a husband during a car crash as he drove her to the hospital during their son's labour. The film focuses on the mother trying her best to raise her son after the loss, and unbeknownst to her, accidentally releases an evil entity while reading him a bedtime story. She discards of the book after the pages reveal the entity's true intentions, that the Babadook will come to the kid in a disguise and demand that it be let in. The two begin to experience strange goings on, and the son believes it's all down to the Babadook, but the mother isn't so sure. One day, however, a knock on the door reveals the book that she had originally discarded of, and this sends the mother down a deep, dark journey to madness. Not only is this film about the supernatural, but it's also about a parent's struggle with unconditional love for a problematic child. It's a truly terrifying experience, and when the Babadook is finally revealed, well, I think we can all safely say it still lingers with us today.
It isn't real. It isn't real. It isn't real.
Well, there we have it. Have you seen any of these films? Let us know your thoughts on them in the comments down below. While you're down there, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, see you later.